Vanessa Hollingshead is here.
I did a joke about dating a German guy, and I actually combined actually dating an Irish guy. I put the two together, to
Right.
protect guilty. And this really, I was living with, I wasn't living with, he's my boyfriend, and he used to fart. I'd be having my bagel, and he would just fart. I'm like, Joe, do you mind? I'm losing my appetite. And he's like, well, you want to lose weight anyway. I'm like, I don't want to lose weight by smelling your fart, not enjoying my bagel.
Hey,
Uh,
was he the
you,
was he the, was he the German guy? Did you date a
oh no,
German guy for
I
a
made
while?
him German. I made him the German guy. I took Joe, the real life,
Okay, you turned
and
him
I
into
made it the German guy who was actually German American, but I made him
okay.
German, because
Right,
so Joe, I said, and here was the kitchen, and the
right,
bathroom was
right.
right next door. And he's like, you know what? You're shaming me, Vanessa. I come from a family of farters. And I'm like, well, I don't. It's really rude. So when I did the German thing, I'm
Right.
talking about my German boyfriend, and I said, so all he does is fart all the time. And I'm like, can you go into the bathroom and do that? He's like, no. I said, you're farting. It's really disgusting. He's like, I am German, and you are shaming me. I come from a family of farters. And I'm like, well, I come from a family of alcoholics. We go into the bathroom and drink. And then he says, I am German and I have gas. And I'm like, I don't like to hear German and gas in one sentence.
Yeah, right, right,
I get a,
right.
then I get a ooh. I'm like an ooh. A war 80 years ago. You're oohing,
Yeah.
really? So that, and then when people get offended, I had to change a joke. I said, I'm so bad with technology. I'm in the process of adopting an Indian kid so I could figure out how to work my cell phone.
Right.
And I go, shut it down. Of course, it had to be like some, young girl from California. And I'm like, we it's like when people get easily offended, what they're saying is we're muzzling ourselves. We haven't lost freedom of speech because we're muzzling our own freedom of speech. We see things as they are. We don't want to offend anybody, so we don't say it. Like, if there's a person of color at a cash register talking on her phone all the time, talk black girl on the phone, huge long line, be a bunch of white people, maybe hopefully a black woman. And you're on the line. I'm like, and she's like, yeah, no, I'm like, what the fuck is, and I'm thinking, what the, and I want to say, do you mind? There's a whole bunch of people. We say nothing, white
Yeah.
privilege. And I keep hoping there's a black woman out and go, you ain't at home talking to, you ain't at home. Get off the damn phone. Can't you see there's a goddamn line? I'm like, why? That's what I want. Can I say this? No. Is it the
No,
truth? Absolutely.
your Comedy Minute. I'm Scotty T. Joe Scrocca is back with me.
Early on, I did an open mic that was supposed to be at a Philadelphia bar that was a college bar. It
Okay.
wasn't. It was in the heart of a bad area of Philly. And I'm sitting there worried, is my car going to be there, when I get out of this club? And I learned a very valuable lesson about geography. Um,
Yeah.
I was in Philly, and it's over 40 years since this event occurred. And I wasn't poking fun at the event because it was a very tragic and sad event. I was poking fun at the absurdity. I don't know if you know this or not, but Philadelphia is the only city in the United States of America where a mayor authorized a bomb to be dropped on its own city to get people. It's the God's honest truth. Wilson Good dropped the bomb on a house on Osage Avenue in Philadelphia to get move members out of the house, burnt down an entire city block. Scott, I swear to God, the club I was at was 2 blocks from where the bomb was dropped.
Are you
Nobody
serious?
liked what I had to say.
Oh my gosh.
But that I wouldn't even say it was a shitty show. It was a shitty show because the mic didn't work. It was going in and
Oh
out.
yeah,
There
yeah,
was no lighting. There was nobody there except a few people that were doing this when I was talking about the
yeah.
bomb being dropped. And I'm thinking, all right, even so, I'm 2 blocks away, but it's 40 years. Can't we laugh about it? Not about the incident again, because it was tragic and it was sad and people died and people lost their homes, but the absurdity that the third largest city in the United States of America couldn't come up with a better idea than to drop a bomb to get people out of a house.
I love Joe. I love your honesty. I think that's why I love you so much, because you're like me. Well, yeah, some people died. Yeah, there were a couple crippled. Yeah, a couple of wheelchairs blew up over the fucking sidewalk. But hey, come on. Why can't we laugh about it?
That's right. Look, there's a
It
funny
was
side.
40 years ago.
It was 40 years ago, and the absurdity is hilarious. I mean, it's I'm not, again, I wanted to focus on, I'm not making fun of the incident, but the absurdity. I mean, they dropped the bomb. No other city in the country, in the history of our country, dropped the bomb on its own people.
Well, Bruce Lipsky, I appreciate you being on, but we're going to run out of time, and we have to have it.
Yes, I do. We're going to do it.
It's time for your comedy minute. Bruce Lipsky, your comedy minute, my friend. Let's go.
Thank you. I remember when I told you guys that I grew up in New York City, but I actually went to a public school in New York City for high school. It was called Bayside High School.
Okay.
In order to pass gym in Bayside High School, one of the requirements were that you had to take swim class.
Okay.
So when I went to the first day of swim class, I remember you going to high school, they give you a uniform, you get the top and bottom. So I went up to the instructor and I said, "Where's my Speedo?" And he looked at me and said, "Speedo, how about speed? No, this is a naked swimming class.
What?
Your birthday suit is your bathing suit." So I looked at him with the same expression you had, and I said, "Gee, I'm glad you don't teach woodshop." So imagine being 13 years old, forced skinny dipping with all your classmates. At 13, I barely had eyebrows. Think about it. And now we got to do this naked swimming class. And remember, back then, this was the early 1970s. I said to myself, maybe I'm shooting that pilots are naked and afraid, because believe me, I was naked and very afraid.
Wait, I got to stop you. Is this true?
Honest to God, true.
13 years, get naked in the pool with all your buddies.
Yeah, all the guys, not the women.
I was going to say, that was my next question. Jesus God.
And let's keep going more.
Keep going, Bruce.
Part of the class, we had to play water polo. Imagine playing naked water polo. Oh, no. So here I am. I'm in the corner of the pool, bobbing up and down. I'm holding, and the teacher says to me, "Hey, Lipsky, protect the nets, protect the nets." I would go like this, "Hell, I'm trying to protect my nuts."
Wow.
But the great thing about the class, I learned to be an excellent one-handed swimmer.
Oh my God.
In competition, I held my own. And also it gave me a lot of confidence with the ladies.
I was going to say.
Especially after I learned the breaststroke behind the bleachers with my girlfriend. Yeah. This is actually true. Imagine trying to do that now. No suit would equal lawsuit.
Holy moly. I don't know how much of that is true.
Honest to God. If you look up on the Bayside High School, New York City, naked swimming.
You know what's going to happen? We're going to put this on the air, and there's going to be lawsuits. I was at that school. I was traumatized ever since.
Yeah, I mean, I've met people afterwards.
Shriveled up like a cocktail weenie.
In fact, we had a reunion back at the school several years ago, and I wanted to see the pool.
Remember that time?
Exactly. I wanted to go see the swimming pool. When I got to the swimming pool, I wanted to take my clothes off.
Oh God!
And we had to go 7:30 in the morning. We're freezing our rear ends off. Let's face it. Back then, as I said, I barely had eyebrows. And now
Bruce. Wow. Sabrina Ayoub, your comedy minute. Go ahead, my friend.
I have a whole joke about this. So my dad, he was not in my life, like really growing up. Maybe saw him like once or twice a year until I was 12. And then he remarried and had a whole new family.
Right.
So my grandpa was really the only important, and I'm an only child also.
Okay.
So my grandpa was really like a strong presence. Like, he was really the only male role model in my life.
Right.
So and this is 100% a true story. When I turned 14, he gave me a purity ring. I keep calling it a promise ring, but someone told me there was a difference.
Yeah,
I don't
I
really,
wasn't sure.
I don't know, but
I
apparently,
I didn't have either one. Nobody can. I didn't keep my promise, or I didn't get
yeah.
either one. Go ahead.
So when I turned 14, my grandpa, he took me to a park and we were walking around this lake and
Right.
he goes in his heavy Italian accent, "Now, Sabrina, don't do anything with any boys before you get married." And he gives me this promise ring and or purity ring, whatever we want to
Right.
call it. And I said, and I can honestly say, I kept my promise,
Yeah.
Grandpa,
Yeah.
because I
You
didn't.
do a great voice.
Yeah,
That's a
thank
great.
God.
You could do Grandpa all day. You do. That's just killer.
I love Grandpa. I love doing accents. I love Grandpa, and he's easy and he's funny. He's
Yeah.
a character. Like that's where I get my humor from. Like
Yeah.
not for nothing. Like everyone else in my family is kind of a dud. Like, but me and my like me
Hey,
and my
hey,
grandpa.
Sabrina. You know, some people might actually watch this.
You know,
Some
they
of your
know
other
it though.
family members may watch this. She called me a dud.
Another bit about Grandpa is he's Italian. He's an Italian guy. So I call him the food pusher. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
He he's like, Sabrina, eat this, eat it. Don't let it go to waste. Don't waste the food. Don't waste the food. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Eat the food. But he never makes the food sound appealing.
Right.
He's like, you gotta eat the hot peppers. You gotta have the hot peppers, but watch out, they'll burn your coolie.
I'm here with Nemo, the late bloomer, and we're having some technical difficulties. Nemo's bouncing around. It's making me seasick. Nemo, how are you? You do a bit about kids and animals.
Yeah, all jokes, baby, all jokes.
Go ahead. You
I
know,
love
hey,
kids.
if you didn't, Nemo, they didn't tell you, this is a comedy show, so you can do
Hey, man,
jokes.
look, and it's true, man. I love kids, man,
Yeah,
and kids are beautiful from the
right.
time they come out till they grow up. Kids are
Yeah.
beautiful and amazing, but kids are fucking stupid. Kids are dumb as hell, and I like animals, and like I said, you can have a goldfish, you can have a dog, have a cat, you can have whatever you want. You can give that motherfucker back to the vet if you don't want,
Yeah.
but you can't give a kid back. You ever think about that? You ain't never seen nobody take a
Yes.
kid
Yes.
and push your kid back up in a pussy and get rid of it. You can't do it. So you can't get rid of your kid. Once you got that kid, he's here. And there's some dumbass kids out here, you know? And
Yeah.
but the funny thing is, I love it when motherfuckers say my kids and my babies. You don't know if that's your baby. Did you get a blood test? Did you get a blood test? Because the motherfucker look like your next door neighbor. Look like the mailman. Look like the UPS man. That ain't your damn kid. You going around my baby, my kid. Then there's the motherfuckers that got kids don't want to take care of. Soon
Yeah.
as the kid grow up and the kid in the NFL, now it's all of a sudden it's your kid. Man, kiss my ass. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I took a kid to the DMV and look what happened. Motherfucker asked for a social security number. His dumb ass stand there and go Instagram and Facebook. They said, we didn't ask you for TikTok and your Snapchat. We asked you for your social security number, you little dumb bastard. Then you got a kid, they tell one kid, recite the 10 commandments. He give them 10 Washington Commanders names. They said the commandments. They didn't say the commanders, dumb bastard. Man, kids are dumb as hell.
What else you got?
Kids are like
You seem like that. That gets you a little riled up. Kids get you riled up.
kids are like Bobby Boucher.
Oh, Bobby Boucher,
Stupid. Fucking piss stains and
the
shit, man.
water
Kids,
boy, the water
man,
boy.
dumb as hell. Yeah, they disrespect, but they dumb as hell. Kids remind me of Floyd Mayweather. Can't read or nothing.
Oh, good Lord. Floyd
Yeah,
Mayweather may come and kick your ass.
nah, I
No,
doubt
you ain't
that.
scared of that?
I'm too something. That little motherfucker, he 145, 150, 155. He better stay in his lane.
Oh, good Lord. Well, let's
That's like
try and get this
that's like
thing.
a chihuahua. That's like a chihuahua trying to jump on a rock waller.